Welcome to the Business Growth Podcast. Today I'm here with Evan from PKF. Welcome to the show.
Good to be here.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit more about PKF and what you guys do there.
Yeah, so we're a mid-tier accounting and professional services firm. I'm located in Tamworth. We're the one of the regional practices in the network. Um, I'm a partner here. I wear a few different hats. I serve a portfolio of my own clients, most of whom are local mum and dad business owners and some larger businesses and even a listed entity. I also look after a lot of our firm strategy and where we're headed as a business and as well as the different divisions that we have internally that have developed out of our clients' needs. So um, plenty to do, keeps me busy.
Yeah.
It's all very enjoyable.
Yeah, it sounds like quite a few different things. And then so what would you say is like the typical client that you help? And then what's like the typical thing that you help them with, would you say?
The thing that brings them all in the door is still basic accounting and tax compliance, core services. It's an ongoing need that brings people back to the practice every year. And the bulk of our client base is still mum and dad, family businesses. Being regional, we serve an agricultural market. We also have quite a few. Tamworth's a regional hub for the region here, so there's quite a big service industry that we service as well.
Mhm.
So, as boring as it sounds, it's the nuts and bolts accounting and tax compliance that
Right.
gets them in the door, and we've
Uh-huh.
developed other offerings around that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And then what kind of got like you into all of this? I see like I saw on LinkedIn you've been working at PKF for quite a while now. What kind of got you interested into this field and I guess to where you are now?
Funnily enough, I still don't want to be an accountant. I got an opportunity to do a trainee accountant position when I left school and did that while I worked through uni. And I actually fell on my feet in terms of the opportunities that that's afforded me. I've got a really rewarding and enjoyable career.
Hmm.
Tamworth itself, I grew up in Newcastle, and my wife shifted out here 10 or 12 years ago now, and I followed her out here, and to be honest, it's probably one of the best things we've ever done. Love it out here. Career-wise, I thought it might be a backward step, but falling in with the PKF network and the opportunities I've had here
Hmm.
have been fantastic. So yeah, it's
Hmm.
really it's funny how sometimes the things work out uh, not as you would have planned them, but for the better.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of I think what Steve Jobs has a saying or something like that. It's like you can't connect the dots only when you look backwards. Can you connect the dots or something along those lines, but it sounds like yeah, kind of what you're saying.
Yeah, well, I won't claim to be as smart as Steve Jobs, but that sounds pretty true.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And then so what are you guys like working on at the moment? I saw you said you're taking some like major overhaul on like in terms of systems, processes. What's kind of like the key projects you guys are working on at PKF at the moment?
Well, right now we're in a bit of a transition phase. So we've identified that we want to become more efficient. We've got a lot of systems and processes that need to evolve for where the industry's headed, and we need to be able to produce that core services compliance
Mhm.
work efficiently so that we can meet our clients' needs. I think as much as there's a common trope, I think, in the industry that compliance is dead or dying, that's certainly not our experience.
Mhm.
While ever governments keep passing new legislation and new rules and making things, they seem to make things harder.
Yeah.
Our clients will always need us to assist with that.
Uh-huh.
But what we are finding is the capacity and willingness to pay for those compliance services isn't quite there, and really where we want to add more value is in a range of business advisory type services.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing a major overhaul of systems and process at the moment in connection with the PKF firm in Newcastle are helping us out with that. And
Mm-hmm.
really that's about becoming more efficient so we can meet clients' expectations around service delivery and cost.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay, cool. And so when getting more efficient, what would you kind of say is like the key areas that you're looking specifically to become more efficient? You feel maybe, I guess, like takes longer than what it should.
Yeah, well, being a professional services firm with, we've got professional requirements with our institute, and we right through from engagement. We have historically done things a bit do and charge. We're getting a bit more disciplined now around having people on fixed fee engagements. So things are priced up front, it's transparent and fair, and using that really to set budgets in time so that we can manage the time that we put on certain jobs and drive down the time that it takes.
Yeah.
We've also invested into a range of different systems that will take some of the manual grunt work out of the doing, so to speak,
Mm.
um,
Yeah.
so that we can deliver on those time budgets. So
Yeah.
it's not revolutionary, but we identified that little incremental improvements here and there, year to year,
Mhm.
weren't really moving the needle far enough, and
Yeah.
we've gone not quite all in, but we're having a good go at some change management at the moment that'll
Hmm.
have some lasting benefit, I think.
Hmm. Nice. Yeah. Okay. And then you also like on the form that you filled out, you said like you're doing these things to create capacity to fuel further growth. So I'm guessing by saying that, you're kind of saying there is a capacity constraint with what you guys are doing. So I'm curious, was there like anything specific in terms of that's limiting your capacity right now? Is it kind of like staff? I hear that's a big thing a lot of other firms I've spoken with.
Yeah, a few things. It's staffing for sure, but it's also it's being focused on working on the right things. We talk about compliance and core services. There's somewhat of a grudge purchase in a sense that our clients have to come to us for those things. It's
Hmm.
not the most important thing to most of our clients. It's not the thing that's keeping them up at night.
Yeah.
And where we really add the most value is when we're working on, our clients meeting their goals and solving those key problems in their business. That's where we want to spend our time. That's where we add the most value. But if we're
Yeah.
forever bogged down in the doing of the core services, then
Hmm.
we're not really getting to those opportunities. So
Hmm.
yeah, creating capacity it is in part about solving the resourcing challenge, but it's
Yeah.
also about freeing up time for our senior
Hmm.
practitioners to spend more time with clients and help them where they really need it.
Yeah, yeah, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, and it's interesting because yeah, a few that I've spoken with that have said there's like with in terms of staffing, finding the right staffing, and one of the people he's actually like on the board of CA, and they're going to run some more advertising to get more accountants. So it's pretty interesting. So would
And
you kind of say like generally for you guys, it's the more trying to keep up with demand as opposed to trying to get more demand kind of thing?
there's more accounting work out there than there are accountants at the
Yeah.
moment.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
certainly
that's
keeping
okay.
up with
Yeah.
demand. Also, maybe being a bit more deliberate about the type of clients we choose to work with. We've in
Hmm.
the past probably accepted everybody who walks through the door,
Hmm.
in the current market, maybe we need to be a bit more sensible about who we say yes to and who we say no to.
Hmm.
Um, but I'd like to think that we can find a way, I think, with systems and process and technology to meet that market and meet those needs,
Hmm.
and to work smarter and more efficiently.
Hmm.
Yes, resourcing is a challenge. I know the Institute are working on different pathways to get more
Hmm.
people into accounting, for whatever reason. And maybe we've had some bad press over the years in terms of AI and automation, but
Yeah.
people haven't been choosing accounting as a career path.
Mm.
Um, I still think there's a huge opportunity, but looking forward, people are going to, or accountants are going to need to be more dynamic and work differently than
Hmm.
when I was entering the profession 15 years
Hmm.
ago.
Yeah, yeah. And a good segue on exactly that, how would you say is like the key changes happening in the industry at the moment?
It's funny because the whole time I've been in the industry, people have been talking about automation and AI and losing jobs, and so far that
Hmm.
hasn't happened. We're only busier now than we've ever been. But
Yeah.
I think I've seen some demonstrations recently of some AI agents and how they can automate tasks now quite
Hmm.
efficiently and quite intelligently. Um, I'm not worried about my job disappearing tomorrow yet, but
Hmm.
we're starting to see glimpses of how that technology can really um, make things more efficient and get things
Uh-huh.
done. So I actually think that that technology won't necessarily replace jobs. I think it's going to certainly automate tasks.
Hmm.
Um, but I think we need that technology to keep up with demand, to be honest, with the way
Yeah.
things are. So it's exciting. It's interesting. There's a lot to
Mm.
try and stay on top of. But yeah, have I
Hmm.
answered your question? I think I did.
Yeah, 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 definitely. Yeah, it's crazy that what you can do with AI these days. Like, I've got my own like AI thing that writes my content. That's like my personal trainer and dietitian. And it just seems to be getting more and more better every day. Like, there's like, what was it, Google Banana or something? Some of the crazy pictures you can make with that. So yeah, it's pretty crazy what you can do with AI these days.
We do have to be very careful. We are a professional services firm. We do have a an obligation to our clients for confidentiality. So
Mm.
when we're playing with these tools and using these tools, we have to be very careful not to be uploading any client data into an environment that's not safe. So that's very front of
Mm.
mind. We have
Yeah.
strict policies around what uh,
Mm. Yeah.
use is acceptable and what's not. Um, but certainly, we as a network at the moment, we're developing a tool for our internal learning and development, which is quite exciting.
Mm.
It's a closed system with a whole bunch of data and trusted sources that's being fed in to produce an environment where we can go and engage with it and ask questions and get answers that are trusted because they're coming from
Yeah.
reliable sources, not Reddit. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so that tool's being beta tested at the moment, and we're all
Mhm.
excited to see what that looks like.
Mm.
There'll be more use cases like that for
Yeah.
as time goes on.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Like having that little internal tool. Like there's a few like softwares that I use that have kind of like an AI chat GPT that they have on their website as well. And it's yeah, so good. And then so have you guys used AI for anything else aside from what you said in terms of that kind of chat GPT that you're building now, or any other automation that you guys have like implemented?
Yeah, we've got to be somewhat careful, certainly around confidentiality. And I also was reading in the paper last week that Deloitte got in quite a bit of trouble for uh,
Mm-hmm.
a report that they wrote using AI and didn't correct all their errors. So um, being mindful of that.
Yeah.
The obvious use case at the moment with ChatGPT and Copilot, the easily available uh,
Mm.
platforms is, around marketing and creating content. It's so much easier
Oh
um,
yeah.
when you're editing something that's already on the page rather than staring at a
Mhm.
blank page. So
Yeah.
yeah, we've encouraged with some guidelines around appropriate use. We've encouraged all our staff to um, dabble
Mhm.
and learn for themselves, find ways that they can use it to be more efficient and to share
Mhm.
that with each other. So
Yeah.
we're yeah, it's certainly interesting, and I think talking about jobs and whether technology is going to replace jobs, I don't think the technology is going to replace people, but people who are able to leverage AI and use AI, I think
Mm.
definitely going to replace people who don't.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. I can yeah see that. And what would you kind of say is like the key metrics that you guys are like focusing on at the moment and like in terms of like improving?
In our own practice,
Yeah.
uh, write-offs, which is a measure of efficiency in our practice.
Uh-huh.
Um, we probably historically we've haven't priced up front. We've had a bit of a do and charge model, and we get to the end of the job and work out what we think a fair fee for the work that
Mm.
we've done is, and then
Right.
inevitably our inefficiency doesn't become our client's problem. That's our problem. So
Yeah.
um, as we grow, we need to be more disciplined around our own capital management. And so if we're dissatisfied with our level of write-offs at the moment, and we want to get better at that because that'll improve
Mhm.
our own cash flow and our ability to pursue opportunities
Uh-huh.
with AI and new
Mm.
offerings. So
Right.
right now, that's the big one, and hence the overhaul of the systems and processes is something we've got to
Uh-huh.
get better at.
Right. And so just so I understand, when you say like a write-off, is that kind of like a staff that's not on a billable project? Is that kind of a write-off, or what is it kind of for you guys?
For us, it's we measure it in dollars. It's time we spent over and above what a fair amount of time to complete the work um,
Right.
would be, and what we can actually charge to our clients for the work that we deliver. Um,
Uh-huh.
so if we've got better systems, better processes, and we can put a reasonable amount of time on the clock that we can actually recover, the write-offs go down.
Right. Okay, cool. So it's not just like I guess idle hours where you're paying someone but they're not really working on a project or something.
No, we talk about more accounting work than there are accountants. There's
Yeah.
not too many
Yeah.
idle
Okay.
hours these days. Most people
Yeah.
have got plenty to work on. It's more
Mhm.
about making sure they're working on the right projects and that they've got processes to
Mhm.
start and finish work efficiently.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Okay.
that's our current challenge, and that's if we get that
Mhm.
right, we'll free up capacity for new things.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, and I'd say it's probably a better challenge to have too many clients than not enough clients kind of thing. So yeah, it's probably one of the preferred ones.
Absolutely, good problem to have.
Yeah.
But certainly, if we can
Mhm.
fix that, it adds a lot of
Yeah.
value to the practice.
Yeah. And then so tell me a little bit more in terms of like with the practice, what would you say is like the key challenges that you guys are facing?
Key challenge, well, right now, the immediate challenge is the change management that comes with
Mhm.
new systems and
Mm.
processes. It's that balance between how much do we change, how quickly, and making sure the staff will all still talk to me at the end of the day,
Yeah.
because that is painful, but ultimately it'll be worth it. And over and above that, especially in a regional setting, recruitment is a key challenge for us.
Mhm.
We've had some success with some people who have moved here from Sydney and Brisbane, other metropolitan areas.
Mm.
I think there's well, personally, I think the lifestyle here where we are is fantastic.
Mm.
And it's not for everyone,
Yeah,
but the more people we see shifting to live and work in a regional area, I think the better. I think with technology now, we're pretty well connected with um, anywhere in the country, so we can service clients all over the place.
yeah.
So yeah, I think over time, uh, especially professionals shifting away from Sydney, maybe to have a family and wanting to find somewhere else to live,
Yeah.
we might see that trend increase, which would be nice.
Oh yeah, yeah. Especially if yeah, property prices keep going how they're going as well. I imagine Tamworth would be probably a little bit more affordable than Brisbane or Sydney.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of property in Tamworth that I look at and think, why did it sell for that? But it's a fraction of what you're paying in Sydney or Melbourne at the moment.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. Cool. And then I guess like, do you have anything else that you want to like share with the listeners or?
Uh, Not particularly, no. I think I, I'm never been more positive about our practice and our industry and the
Mhm.
opportunities that we have. I've got an older partner or mentor here who is sort of at the back end of his career,
Mm.
and he says to me all the time, he says, "Oh, I wish I was 20 years younger. The potential for us in our location where we are to
Mhm.
do interesting work and work with interesting people is really great." So
Mm.
I think no, as much as there are challenges, and I'd love to recruit a few more CAs tomorrow if we could. I think
Yeah.
we've got a really great opportunity, and excited for it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's crazy to just think where things are going with AI and how just how like every day it seems to be there's a new tool, there's something new is changing. So yeah, it's a pretty exciting time.
And if we can harness that and use it effectively, I mean, the promise is that we get more control over our time and what we
Mm,
can do and the output we can create, and
mm,
go and solve more problems for our clients, really, and that's what it's all
mm,
about, helping them. So yeah, I think who knows, 10 years
mm.
time, I think it'll be a very different marketplace.
Yeah, yeah, I kind of view it as well. It's like it ha lets us do more the like things that we actually want to do and then automate the very boring click this manual things and then just yeah do the work that we actually love as opposed to just yeah doing that like the admin essentially.
It sounds good in theory, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think though, and this is part of the drive for us in systems and process, is the old adage, rubbish in, rubbish out, right? So
Yeah.
if you don't have good process, if you don't have good systems, you don't
Mhm.
have something you can automate. And so,
Yeah,
part of
100%.
this shift is, how do we get disciplined on process? And then step two is, what can we identify to automate?
Mm.
I don't think you can do one without the other.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah. I'm like, there's a one accounting firm I'm working with at the moment, and yeah, we're going to be automating their like document and invoice follow-up. But in order to do that, just like you say, you need a documented workflow of if this happens, then do this. If that happens, then do that. And if you
Yeah,
don't have that, then there's no automation flow. So yeah, definitely, yeah, creating SOPs and everything is very important for it.
yeah, yeah. Well, we've got 40 different people here, and if they all do things 40 different ways, then
Mm, yeah.
um, yeah, it's going to be impossible to automate that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Where can people find you if they want to learn a little bit more about you guys and what you do?
Yeah, so we're PKF New England Northwest. We're here in Tamworth. You can find our website is pkf.com.au. I think I'm on LinkedIn, Evan Brownsmith. You can find me on there. But yeah, give us a call, get in touch. Love to talk to people about this stuff. Could talk all day.
Yeah, awesome. Cool. Well, I'll include a link below the show as well. You guys have been listening to the Business Growth Podcast. Until next time, keep growing.